What up, what up, what up? Welcome to the Live Game, episode 107. This is your average man's perspective on football. I'm your co-host, Marcus. Joining me on the panel tonight is Herman. Say what up, Herman.
Hey.
Next up, we got Mark. Say what up, Mark.
Good evening.
And he barely made it on time. Say what up, Brian.
Thank you for joining us.
Typical Otis fashion.
See the temptations. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
You know, you could have kept that inside. You didn't have to say anything.
Whatever. I want to put you on blast.
I'm just saying.
Before we get started, I want to encourage everyone to like, share, and subscribe, especially if you're watching on YouTube. You can catch us on Facebook in our Facebook group, The Live Game, on Twitter at The Live Game 3, and on Instagram at the official Delay of Game. So the Super Bowl is wrapped up. No more football until I think April is when the USFL is supposed to start.
You need to fix that. Like, no football until next season.
I mean, USFL, Mike, I'm definitely going to check it out. Something to do between 9 September. But anyway, like I said, the Super Bowl is pretty good. I liked it. Very highly viewed.
I liked it too.
Yeah. Herman's hosting tonight. Go ahead and start us off, Herman.
All right. Well, we appreciate everybody joining us tonight. Let's get into some NFL news for the week. Marcus, I'll throw it back to you, and you can start the first news topic.
Sure. Let me see. A Super Bowl appearance warranted a new contract for Cincinnati Bengals coach Zach Taylor. The team announced Wednesday they signed Taylor to a contract extension through the 2026 season. Zach has come into the league and worked to develop the foundations for a winning program that can be successful over time, Bengals president Mike Brown said in a statement.
All right. Good move for the Bengals. You know, that was pretty much a given. You take a team to the Super Bowl, you're not likely to get fired.
Yeah, but I don't think the Bengals are going to fire him anyway. You know, the Bengals are cheap. They don't like
Yeah. But yeah, that's true. But they don't like to fire. You're right. He only had 1 year left, I think, or something like that. So they gave him a 5 year? Yeah, I guess they're gonna stick with it.
Yeah. Well, 4 year.
But it was well deserved. It was well deserved.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I don't think he would have got that if Burrow hadn't been there, but it is what it is. Most
what
coaches
does that
probably
mean?
I mean, he should thank Burrow for that.
You get paid because you have successful players, so I don't follow that.
Say thank you, whoever it is. Thank you. Just like I just said, he got that.
Burrow was there last year. He was
there half a season. His record ain't that great. I mean, you know.
How about Chase saved him? Okay, Burrow was there last year.
Yeah, Burrow was there last year,
and he got hurt halfway through the season, so they had a losing record. I'm just saying.
But that was because of bad coaching.
on Zach Taylor's part?
Yeah, he had an offensive line.
I don't know if that's bad coaching, but
that was bad.
That's a team issue. But anyway, I digress. Your background is such solid, by the way.
Yeah, something's going on with your background.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm talking.
It's of game.
I don't like y'all.
It's blur game.
I'm gonna blur you. I'm gonna blur your eyes. Stop it looking at me.
All right. So the Los Angeles Rams 23-20 win over the Cincinnati Bengals drew an average audience of 112.3 million, including 101.1 million TV viewers. And another 11.2 million streamers. It ranked as the most watched program in 5 years since Super Bowl 51, featuring the Patriots' improbable comeback over the Atlanta Falcons, which drew 113.7 million viewers. Y'all didn't think I was gonna know L1 stood for Super Bowl 51, did you?
Yeah,
you probably
yeah, I wouldn't have got that.
Google, what is L1?
I swear, I didn't read the news report before, so when I got to it, you heard me pause. I was like, "Yeah, that's 51."
Yeah, I wouldn't have got it.
Hey, real quick, do you think that this Super Bowl was the most watched because of the teams playing or because of the halftime?
I think the halftime played a big part in it.
I think so too.
Yeah, I think he played a part, but I also think it was people who were tired of seeing Tom Brady in the Super Bowl finally decided to tune in because
and you guys see how many stars were at the at this game. I mean,
Yeah.
being in LA, it
Yeah.
drew a much more lively crowd than what you would normally get. So I think the halftime definitely helped. It helped.
Yeah.
And it was a
It's
team you
just-
hadn't seen in the Super Bowl in over 30-some years. So, in like, with 30,
Right.
well over 30
they're
years.
supposed to be compiling the statistics to see if there was a spike at halftime.
See if people tuned
because
in.
yeah, because currently the highest rated halftime show was what Michael Jackson performed.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Did you
hard.
see
It's gonna be
Bengals?
hard to beat that.
You see, Bengals kicker was out
Yes.
there on the field
Yes,
watching.
he was
Yeah.
watching and dancing. That dude is a nut.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like he had anything really to do in the.
I guess, but if he had missed the kick, Herman, they would have
He
slaughtered.
yeah.
got fired.
You're right.
He was
But y'all probably know this. I forget which Super Bowl it was, but Michael Irvin snuck out to see Michael Jackson perform doing a halftime show before.
Did he?
He I saw him on TV. Like he said, he told the coach he had to go to the bathroom and just never came back.
Wow.
That's what McPherson did, huh?
Nah, McPherson he ain't even care. They had him on
Yeah,
camera
I mean,
and everything.
Yeah, I mean, the coach's speech don't really apply to him. It's like,
Yeah,
you just
it
keep
really
feeling-
don't. And, like, what halftime adjustments did he really need?
Yeah.
So
Kick it to the left a little bit. Okay.
Yeah, you know.
Matter
Yeah,
of fact,
had he-
most of the time at halftime they're out there practicing and stuff,
that's
You know,
true. Yeah.
You
but
know,
they
coaches
probably
told-
couldn't because of the show. So he really had nothing to do,
Right. The
Right.
coach just told him, look, just don't miss the kick. That's all.
Right.
Yeah. Which is what he told him before the game started. So,
All right, Brian, you want to take the next news story?
all right, the NFL is investigating the Miami Dolphins and former coach Brian Flores' alleged
After former coach.
after former coach Brian Flores alleged in recent lawsuit that the team owner Stephen Ross offered him money to lose games. Case in point, if the league investigation finds Ross offered Flores $100,000 for each loss during the 2019 season, as Flores alleges, the discipline could be severe, up to and including Ross losing the team by a vote of fellow owners, which require three-fourths vote per sources.
Yeah, I don't think anything's gonna come of
Yeah,
this.
he has to. All he has really is hearsay. He doesn't
Yeah.
have anything.
It's his word
Paper.
against the other one, right?
Yeah, I mean, he claims somebody else overheard the conversation, but again, that's just two people's word. He really needed some type of documentation or like a check, that stated, $100,000 for loss to the Patriots. So,
Right in the little memo line.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's like and plus with these NFL owners, man, they protect their own.
Absolutely.
They protect their own. Like
Absolutely.
you said, unless he's got some type of voice recording of him saying it, or a check with it in the memo line saying what it's for, it's just not gonna go.
Good loss.
Yeah, So yeah, I don't see it happening. So, all right, Mark, why don't you go ahead and take the last news story?
The Buccaneers are leaving the door open for Tom Brady in case the quarterback changes his mind on retirement. And sources say they would do whatever is necessary for him to return. Should he remain retired, the Bucs have shifted their focus to another veteran quarterback who could be available via trade. Sources say that they're doing extensive homework on Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson and are one of the multiple teams expected to explore the potential trade for Russell Wilson through the Seahawks have given no indication that they're dealing him right now. So no, Russell ain't going there. He's going to Pittsburgh anyway. If anything.
I don't think Russell's going anywhere.
I don't think.
If anyway, he's going to Pittsburgh. So don't.
Y'all got Haskins.
Bucks can't get him.
Stop
They can't have
Stop
him.
it, Mark. Y'all have Haskins. Stop it.
So it's funny. So it's
Stop
funny.
being greedy, Mark.
Yeah.
I've only heard this from one source. I was talking to a guy last night. He said apparently the Washington football team are trying to get him really hard. He asked me how I feel about it, and I was like, "Yeah, I don't want him." It's not because I don't think he'd be great. It's just that I think the Washington football team would ruin his legacy. I'd rather have Aaron Rodgers. I'm not worried about Aaron Rodgers ruining his legacy. Let's take Aaron Rodgers. I don't want Russell Wilson getting his legacy ruined by coming over here.
So you don't want him to come to your team because you think his legacy will be ruined, is what you're saying?
Yes.
You're a nut. You are a nut.
Mm.
You see that your little Heineken is somewhat decent.
Wait, what do y'all say all the time? They ruin quarterbacks.
They
No,
do, but you can't
new
ruin Russell.
quarterbacks. You
Yeah,
can,
you
young
can't ruin
quarterbacks is
Russell.
what y'all usually ruin.
I
Developing those.
Russell, I would hate to see Russell playing for the Commanders.
But he'll be running for his life again.
Oh, we got a good
anyway,
line.
so.
They got a good offensive line.
I can't see him coming to Washington. He's going to want to come to a contender.
I would think so too. But
I wouldn't want, like I said, I wouldn't want him to come here anyway.
the biggest question mark with the Washington team is if they can get their defense back in order.
Which they shouldn't have a problem doing, you would think, but
They were a little bit more solid near the end of the season, but
yeah, without their best player.
Yeah.
so we'll see.
So that I don't know. I think maybe your defensive coordinator is a little too stuck in his ways. He's a little bit older, so I don't know. You know how some of these defensive coordinators, they need to reevaluate what they're doing. So.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's go ahead and get into our hot topic discussion this week. Yeah, it's not going to happen. They don't know how to groom young quarterbacks.
Yeah. Name one that they've done that.
And I know. Look, I know it's different. Look, I know it's different coaching staffs, but it's just like right at this point, they've never groomed a young quarterback.
And to be honest, this coaching staff is the worst one because the head coach only had Cam, and we see what happened to Cam.
Yeah, he didn't really groom him. He just used up his the talent that he had.
Basically his raw talent.
Yeah, it was like, all right, we're good. So I think y'all need a veteran. You're better off with a veteran.
Absolutely.
You probably need a Garoppolo or somebody like that. Get a good strong run game.
Yes.
Get a good strong run game, and you got a Garoppolo. He can manage the games for y'all.
Yeah.
He'll make you competitive.
Absolutely. Y'all got a good running game already.
Yeah.
Got at least one good wide receiver.
Yeah.
Had a good tight end last year too.
I'm gonna throw y'all another name in the mix that probably will fit fine for him. Andy Dalton.
Nah, Andy Dalton's trash. He's trash.
You only saying that because he played for the Cowboys. We had to play for the Cowboys.
No, but
why would Mark say that?
Huh?
Why would Mark say
that? That was me.
No, I'm talking about
Mark
Herman. I'm talking about Herman.
Why? I'm saying he's trash because he
Yeah.
is. Look at
You saw how he played with Chicago last year.
what
Don't
they
start.
say.
What only reason I'm saying that is I see them taking a young quarterback in the draft. They're gonna bring a veteran along to bring along with a young.
Yeah, that
gun.
makes sense. That makes sense. I would have.
So that's why I say
having-
Andy Dalton.
I think he'd be better
But heck,
off.
you got
No,
that
'cause
old.
they're in
what's
win.
the-
Look, they're in win now. First of all, y'all got to win because you want a new stadium. Now you've renamed your team. You want a new stadium. Y'all got to win.
We need a Rams philosophy. We need to
put some players out there in the field and give you some victories. You need to.
And speaking of, but okay, go back to Russell Wilson thing. Look what happened to Donovan McNabb when he came here. Okay.
Yeah, but Donovan, they sold y'all bad goods. They knew Donovan.
Russell is not Donovan McNabb, but for sure.
And look,
he is not.
When a team is willing to trade their quarterback to you within your division, you should know better.
Yeah,
that is true.
Y'all did that joint twice.
Right. That is the biggest. Like, oh nah. What about Carson Wentz?
No.
I wish. Yes, bring his little nail tail back to the division.
He played in the division before.
Absolutely, bring him back. That would be perfect.
But look, hey, wait, no, seriously. Did Carson Wentz? He did some dumb stuff, but did he really lose any games for the Colts?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
maybe one or two. For the most part, he's the reason why they almost.
They won more in spite of him. They won because of that strong running game they had with your boy.
Yeah, but still, man, you can't, he'll be cheap. He'll be on the cheap. I think he's like $15 million. That's cheap for a starting quarterback
because he sucks.
All right, let's get into.
I know how we get on this Commanders conversation.
Why is the football team? Sorry, it's not the Commanders.
Big Red.
It's the Commanders thing.
WTF? It's still WTF. All right, so look, every year we see the coaching carousel turn and turn. Black Monday, whatever. All these coaches getting fired. So And of course, we know there's the controversy with the race and everything, but we're gonna leave that part of it out of this discussion. All right. So if you were an NFL, this is worse. Cousins. Bring back Cousins.
Cousins is not bad. What are you
He's
talking
not.
about?
I don't know. That's they hate him.
I
All right, so
know,
look,
but Cousins is not a bad quarterback.
if you were,
Matter of fact, I think he had his best season of his career last year. But I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, he did actually. You're right. All right, but look, if you were an NFL owner,
And he still didn't make the playoffs.
well, that was
It's a
that
team
wasn't his
game,
fault,
sir.
though, yeah. If you were an NFL owner, how many years would you give a head coach to turn your team around? How patient would you be? Marcus, I'm going to let you start this one.
He got one coach fired. What is he? Big Red Joel one tonight. He got one coach fired. That dude was there forever. He was there forever.
In a dysfunctional organization at that.
Take the S off of coaches. He got a coach. And he didn't get the coach.
He got the one in Minnesota fired.
He didn't
That's
get
one.
Zimmer fired.
Who else he get fired?
Didn't he get
Yeah, what you call it, fired? Gruden, right?
Zimmer got himself fired.
No, he got traded before Gruden got fired, didn't he?
Did he?
Can't
Didn't he
remember.
go
Pretty
that
sure.
I
Yeah.
don't remember.
I don't remember.
Zimmer got himself fired though. Yeah, that
Yeah,
don't
man. Zimmer had been there 100 years and didn't succeed. That's a good topic, but to answer the question that Herman had posed us, because we kind of
Ask
getting on
Marcus.
topic.
Yeah.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Well, go ahead, Marcus.
That's actually a very different. I think there's a lot of factors that go into that. I mean, because I
Well,
kind of want
you're
to say I would go the Pittsburgh route, but they don't really have a history of losing seasons under all those years of coaches. So I guess you really can't go by that. I mean,
You're an owner. You're hiring a new coach. Team was, let's say your team was. I will give you some more factors. Let's say your team was 2-15.
What, when you get hired?
When you fired your last coach, your team was 2-15 that last year. Now you've hired a new coach. How many years are you going to give him?
I think at the minimum, if you were 2-15, I think at the minimum, I'm gonna say 5. I think that should be the minimum. That should be good enough to get a draft pick, some good draft picks, maybe get a quarterback in it. Because it all depends. I mean, if I bring you in there and you got Peyton Manning or Tom Brady or Drew Brees at the quarterback, and you popping up losing seasons one after the other, it might not be 5 years. But if you got nothing coming in from the 2-15 season, no quarterback, team sucks, maybe 1 or 2 star players in key positions, I say 5 years at the minimum. I think you should be able to turn around a team in 5 years, I believe.
Yeah, very rarely does a coach walk into a team with a quarterback of that caliber. So yeah, that's not going to be the case most likely.
What's his name did? Tony Dungy did.
Hell, Matt LaFleur did.
Yeah, Matt LaFleur did too. Tony.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. Like I said, it doesn't happen that often. Brian, how much time are you going to give a new coach?
Yeah, I agree with Marcus. I'm on like that 5-year train, and that 5 years can go longer with the right progression. If I see the success that I'm looking for as an owner, do I expect you to win the Super Bowl in 5 years? No. Do I expect you to consistently progress? Absolutely. So if by year 3, if we're not battling for the division and going into the playoffs, then there may be a problem. If we're starting to having another 3rd losing season in a row, and my quarterback's beat up, and I've given you everything that you've asked me for, then it's maybe time for me to start searching. But you got at least 5 years to show me some progression. Get me into the playoffs. Show me that where we're going is in the right direction, and then you'll probably get more. But 5 is a good number.
Let me modify my answer a little bit. So you always hear me say I want consistency. Like I always like every year when everybody's talking about who's gonna make the playoffs this year. If my team is in that conversation every year, I'm good. You can
Really?
Yes.
You just do it for being in the playoffs.
I mean,
you got to get
it's
to the
very,
tournament
it's very hard to
have
win a Super Bowl.
chance.
It might take a while to win.
Here's the question right now, Marcus. You're the head coach of the Green Bay Packers right now.
Yes,
You've been to the championship game 3 times, 4 times,
3 times,
3 times.
4 times. Well,
It's
yeah,
4,
3
I
times.
think. It
I
might
think
be
it's
4.
4. They've been there
And
4
you
years in a
still
row. Right?
haven't made it to the thing. Are you keeping your head coach?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say yeah.
There's a different problem than it being the head coach, I think.
Yeah, because
I mean, that's part of the reason why Tony Dungy got fired. And they ended up going to Indianapolis because he couldn't get over the hump.
They couldn't get over the hump.
But you know what? That's like you're putting that on that one guy. Something else has got to be going on. If I have a coach that's taking my team to the NFC Championship 3 years in a row, I'm sticking with that coach.
Yeah, I agree.
It would have been like firing Levy after losing 2 Super Bowls. He took him to 2 more.
I don't consider it being the Super Bowl. No, because you got to the final game.
You got to the show.
Yeah,
It's the same hump.
I'm saying the playoffs.
It's the same hump. You know,
No, but you got to the dance though. You made it to the dance.
Yeah.
but you didn't finish the dance.
But
That's true. But you made it there.
But
I don't
would
feel
you-
like you can hold that as a standard though. You know how hard it is to get a Super Bowl?
Extremely.
It's
Extremely.
extremely hard to get a Super
But
Bowl.
what's the whole purpose of this, Marcus?
It's to win the Super Bowl.
What is the whole
To
purpose of
win.
this whole thing?
But who
win
you gonna
it.
replace him with? If you got me the 4 straight NFC Championship games, who am I gonna replace you with? I might bring in somebody else, and we don't even make the playoffs next
You
year.
might, but obviously
whole
this
point-
guy is not the guy to get you there.
But the whole question is, how long would you give him to do that? You say 5 years.
I'm saying if he gets me the 5 straight NFC Championship games, I'm not fine to do anytime.
Okay, he
soon.
gets you to 7.
I'm not fine to do anytime. I'm not
He
fine.
gets you to 10.
Not firing him.
No, you're wasting your
And
talent.
it's
and
okay.
your
So
people
look
all the
at
time.
like so you brought up Tony Dungy, and then what happened? They brought in John Gruden. Yeah, he went to was that the first
He
year
he won a Super Bowl with Tony.
and then
Dungy's
didn't
team.
do nothing else.
And
the rest of the time he was there.
didn't do anything after that.
Didn't do
Right.
anything after that. I want consistent. If
But
I'm
he got me what I wanted.
if
But how do
I'm
you know that year wasn't going to be the year that Dungy would have did it?
Exactly.
And then he could have continued on.
I
doing
think it would have been. I think it would have been.
Well, ho. How many did Dungy get?
one.
He got one.
He got one.
Okay, so
But he was
same
in 2.
number.
Was he coaching? Still coaching when they were the second one or no?
No,
Okay.
the other. What's his name? The one that was
Caldwell
in the Lions.
Caldwell, wasn't
Caldwell, yeah.
Yeah, Caldwell was the coach the other year.
So, Mark, how many years would you give him starting?
I think the benchmark is 5, but like you guys said, you got to show me some progression between those years. You give me the playoffs 2 out of the 3, I might extend that 6th year, but you got to show me that that this team is improving.
Okay, Mark. So then fire Tom. Let's get rid of Tomlin. Then
I'm sorry.
get rid of Tomlin. When's the last time the football?
There's no future that happening, sir.
When the last time it still been
Put
Super
your
Bowl?
money where your
see,
mouth is.
different.
Then get rid of Tomlin.
No doubt.
No.
I
it's
promise you,
different.
he won't last a
Tomlin
day on
already
the
It's
football.
not different. It
Tom's
is
already
the
been to
same.
championship twice.
What?
Tomlin already been there.
He's right. Tomlin does have.
But he ain't been
won
there.
one
He
and he
ain't been
lost
there
one.
Tomlin
for
does
10
have
years.
hardware. That is true. That
He
is
has
You can't
hardware,
compare
but
that.
what year did you win it last?
Yeah, what year did you win it last?
What year we win it last? 2005.
No, it was last. You don't even know what year that was Ben
fine.
Cowell was there in
So,
2005.
what progress is Tomlinson making? then?
Look what he had to deal with, man.
No, man.
Nah.
You just said yourself, didn't
You
you?
said yourself.
That you got to win it. I just said to you.
And
leave-
be honest with you, Mark, he
Tomlin
has
is
not
in a different
progressed.
Class.
He has not
Wait a minute.
progressed. I mean,
Wait a
y'all
minute.
haven't been in the championship game.
What do you mean he
in a
has
long time.
progressed?
Wait,
You haven't been in the championship
a
game in a long time.
now, Mark, I
None of
just
y'all
said to
consider
you.
none of y'all can sit up and tell me the reason why we have not been able to make it to another title. No, it's all been Tomlin. You cannot sit there and tell
But
me that. You can't
Mark,
tell me that. No,
I just
I
said
can't
to
say
you,
it's
Tomlin.
not the reason.
It's
Mark,
not
I just
Tomlin.
said to you.
Well, who
I just
is
said
it?
to you. I wouldn't fire Levy after taking the team to 2 Super Bowls and losing it, and you looked at me like you're supposed to win it. Now you want to keep Tomlinson, who ain't even getting to the Super Bowls and losing.
I didn't know. I didn't say you ain't
Make
supposed
it
to
make
fire him.
sense.
Why are you changing his name to Tomlinson? It's Tomlin.
Tomlin, whatever.
What's about LaDavian?
Yeah, LaDainian.
Hey, look, I'm the owner here. I own this team, right? I'm gonna do it the way I want to do it. You need
But
to
you
do
just
it.
do
said-
5 years, like you said. You said
You
5 years.
it's
is
been
the
5 years
benchmark.
since they've been to a championship game.
Yeah.
said
It's been
5
long
years
way
is the
past 5
benchmark.
years. And they ain't been in Super Bowl longer
The
than that.
Tomlin got his
Damn.
before
Hey man,
5.
put that on the website.
Tomlin
Ross wants to
got
fire Mike
his
Tomlin.
before 5.
But that was a
And-
long
but now,
time
but
ago.
not after 5.
Well,
I mean, he should get the same. He should get the same.
that's not the
criticism that-
question. The
He should-
question
wait.
is, if you how long would you give him? That's the question.
All right. So I think we all agree because I was gonna say 5 years myself to
Hey,
for
one
a
thing
coach
I
coming
want
in.
to make it. I want to make a comment on. Hey, we talking to one guy who, in our fantasy, has never won the championship. You talking about getting to the playoffs is good enough?
Yeah,
That's not the man
Marcus.
to talk to about it.
I've been in the championship though.
That's
I've been
not
in
the
the
man to
championship.
talk to about it.
Out.
I've
Go
been
ahead.
in the championship though.
That's true. He has been in the championship. He is the
have been in the
Buffalo Bills
championship.
of the league.
He
And,
went.
and did I find
But he-
myself? No.
but- Brian,
Yeah, fine,
you
but
know
no.
he talk about how satisfied he is because he got the top record going to playoff. Come on, man.
That
Come
counts.
on.
That counts. You got to get there.
Oh my!
You got to
See,
get there.
Hey, who had the top record last year? 2 years ago in the NFC.
In the
he
NFC?
don't know.
Yeah,
The top record.
Don't matter.
in the NFC.
It don't matter.
The Cowboys
No.
No.
WTF?
and the NFC.
Yeah. No,
Overall.
NFC, NFC East.
No,
Oh, yeah,
overall.
The Packers.
Yeah, Herman, be quiet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
My point is that Marcus don't remember because it doesn't matter.
If you don't make it, you can't get there.
True that.
But for the record, I would. There's no way I would ever find Thomas.
Thank you, Marcus.
But according to your logic, he should be fine.
Yeah, according to Mark's
so
logic, he should be
ho,
fired.
ho. So Tomlin, you go 2 and whatever we go now.
You talking about in the first couple of years, y'all?
I'm talking about
Yeah,
now.
no, but now
the
we're
next
switching
2
it. We're
years,
switching
y'all win 2 games each season. You gonna keep Tomlin for a 3rd season?
He
Depending
got
on
a lot of
how
years. He
Yeah,
got a lot of
yeah.
years of winning
You
season.
don't have a
depending on how the
quarterback.
time progress.
Yeah, you don't have a quarterback.
Damn that. You
Depends.
got 2 years. You better do better than win 2 games.
I mean,
we-
let's be real though. Even
Then
when
we
I've
better
been
find
there,
a quarterback other than Haskins and
Mason.
Mason Rudolph. That's for sure.
You better get on that Haskins bandwagon.
but
I know, I don't know.
even still, Tomlin, he will. I thought he has a loser. Or it'll be something like, 9 and 8 or something. 8 and 9 or something. It won't be nothing. He's not.
You know, the Steelers can't fire Tomlin now anyway, man.
He's not. He's
Ain't,
on.
you
ain't
right.
enough of us. You know, that joke would be a nightmare. Oh my God. The
Right,
last black one you fired.
right.
Oh man.
But I think we all agree 5 is.
Yeah, I think we all
I
agree.
think,
It's
I think
like
5's
5
a good
years.
enough. And you know what? I think that is actually instilled in us. I don't know if that's something that we came up with. It feels like something that was already ingrained.
What 5 years?
I think normally these contracts, aren't they normally 5 years?
No, they're usually like 4 actually.
Oh, okay.
Some teams will give them a 5. Most of the time, I think they give them like 4. But I just thought it was an
But
interesting.
shoot, remember
10 years. John Gruden.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
stupid. And
10
that
years.
was just dumb.
Right.
That's the Raiders like.
And coming from Herman Scenario, was you said 2 and 15 the previous year? Now if we was like 10 and 7 and fired the coach because he couldn't get over the hump, and then you came in there and you stunk it up, then you ain't getting no 5. But coming from 2 and 15,
But you gotta give him a chance to put his philosophy in place.
but you was 10 and 7. Now
He's
you worse than that the next year.
Yeah, but he's got to. Yeah, because sometimes players don't buy into the system. They got to learn the system, and then, of course, the whole coach and quarterback marriage thing has to work. If that don't work, that's gonna be a huge problem. You know. So, I don't know. You know, like I said, you know,
Hey, look,
5.
I need to stop talking as soft as I was on Jason Garrett, man.
Yeah, he should have never.
What was that?
Nine.
What 9 years?
Yeah. 10. I think 10.
10.
That's too long.
It was way too long.
It's not like he was making it to the NFC Championship.
The problem with Garrett is he would give you hope 1 year.
But y'all had some very
And you
good
thought
years.
you were there, and then the next year you'd be garbage again. So
I mean,
That's That is true.
Wasn't Dak's first year like a good year for y'all?
yes.
Yeah, his rookie
Very
year.
good.
Yeah, we were 13 and 3.
Yeah.
And lost
When
in the first round of the first divisional playoff game at home.
I mean, when you get a year like that, you figure, oh, and then you know, you pretty much the same team come back next year. You think, oh, we can progress.
Yeah, but you know it don't
never,
work
it
that
never
way.
worked out like that.
It never does. Yeah.
We go 8-8.
At least not for us, right? Then yeah, exactly. We just turn around and go 8-8. You know, that's crazy. Carolina gave that coach 8 years. But all you're doing there is probably wind up paying some dude when you fire him.
Well, what's funny about that is
8
he
years.
never. It's something else that you had experience as an NFL head coach getting that. Jordan, you can kind of explain 8 years for a dude that came straight out of college. That's a little bit much.
Well, if you're going to truly be a patient owner,
Yeah,
and say,
yeah,
all right,
that
you know,
kind of makes sense, especially with him being a young coach. You know,
Yeah,
trying to
yeah,
get it in there. Yeah, that makes sense.
first
But I
couple
don't even
years,
think he's
just
going to make it
getting-
to 8 years. I think he's
Yeah,
going to
he's
be
not
on the
gonna
hot
make
seat this year.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to make it 8 years either.
Yeah, if they do bad this year, this upcoming season, he probably be
Yeah.
gone.
But yeah, I mean, I can kind of get the logic. You know, you figure, okay, a couple years to get his feet wet in the NFL while he's building the team, his coaching staff getting
And learning to be an
and
NFL
learning
coach.
to be an yeah, exactly. So, but that eight's a long time. I might give you 6, 3 to get acclimated, and then the next 3 you better be winning.
I'm good. You get 5, and if you do well, we could extend you, buddy. We'll extend you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can always extend exactly.
Yeah, we'll have a conversation around year 4. See what you're
Because, because these coaches' contracts are guaranteed.
Yeah, you have to
So
pay
regardless
those
of
dudes
what you sign is what you sign. No matter how long you coach is different, but you get
Yeah.
that money.
That's why the Bengals, like we said, the Bengals are cheap. That's why they don't fire coaches because they don't want to pay them that extra money. They just go ahead and let them run their contract out, and then they replace.
How long was Marvin Lewis there? 16 years?
He was there a long time.
So he was there a long time.
At one point, he was the second longest tenure behind Belichick.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm. All right, let's move on to the next topic. With the end of the NFL season, what stood out to you the most, or what will you remember most about this season? Mark, I'll let you start this one off.
For me, it's basically 2 things. One, Ben Roethlisberger being with Pittsburgh for 18 years, me being able to go to his last regular season game in Baltimore was fantastic for me. So I have to say one is Ben. The second one, man, believe it or not, is John Madden. The man, the myth, the legend. He went from a player coach to a sportcaster to the Madden. He put his name on Madden. I mean, it was phenomenal. To see him pass away in my lifetime, that was pretty great. Hey, another thing about John Madden. Did you all guys know that he never did a commentary for the Pro Bowls because he didn't like flying.
He didn't like the Pro Bowls, and he didn't fly.
And he wasn't going to Hawaii.
No, he wasn't going. No, but those 2 was probably the biggest thing for me this season. What was so funny? What you laughing at?
You said it was great that he died.
Yeah, we know what you meant. The way you worded it was kind of
You know what I meant.
It was great.
I'm saying his career.
Right, we
was
understand.
great.
We understand. You just didn't say it right.
Marcus.
I mean, so mine's a little bit. I got some negative and some positive. Stood out the most is all the downfalls we had this year. John Gruden getting fired. Those 2 Oakland players basically losing their career over some nonsense. That definitely stood out. I gotta say, Brady's retirement, Big Ben's retirement. That's the end of an era right there. Cincinnati, the year Cincinnati had, haven't been to the Super Bowl since 1988. Especially in the drought they had and the way things went all those years. It was. I mean, I was kind of. I would rather have seen Kansas City go, but it was kind of good to see them go. I was rooting for them. I was hoping they would win, but hey, it is what it is. And I guess what also stood out to me the most is LA's. I think this might start a trend too. LA's we going all in this year approach. It worked. I had my doubts, but it worked. They'll have a first round draft pick into 2024.
Yeah, they don't believe in first round draft picks.
So
you look at how the talent they find talent in late rounds on that team. You look at Cup, you look at the secondary they got, the David Long Jr. They find them. So
Yeah.
they weren't big on first rounds anyway. So I don't think it's such a big thing.
So that's probably what started me most is their all-in approach. And had they not made it to the Super Bowl, I wonder how it would have turned out for McVay and the Rams.
It wouldn't have looked good. It wouldn't have looked good at all.
I mean, but that they put it all in. They put all the cards on the table and they pulled it off. So and also
I don't know about that, Mark. I mean, if they made it to the championship game, I think that it was worth the try.
Nah, not what they did. Super Bowl, it was Super Bowl or bust. That's Super Bowl. Everything they did, Super Bowl or bust.
We talked about this.
I still work. I mean, but I think it was worth a shot. I don't think it would have been. I wouldn't be upset if they had ended up losing that game.
I mean, you mortgaged your future. They mortgaged, your first round draft picks are supposed to be your future, and they've mortgaged that away. They had to win that Super Bowl. It wouldn't have looked pretty for them had they not. I mean, I don't know that you blame McVay so much, but it would have just had to been all right, we need to sit down as an organization and figure this out now. Like, where do we go here now? Because that all-in didn't work.
And I think, like I said, I think that trend is going to expand because McVay has a pretty good coaching tree now.
Yeah, he does. I don't know though.
I can't see it.
Yeah,
it's only certain teams that do it. There was no guarantee. Nobody knew that they were going to release Von Miller. Nobody knew they were going to release Odell Beckham. So,
well, Miller, they traded for Miller.
Yeah, but
nobody knew that.
Right, they didn't know that Beckham was going to get released. Yeah, that he's going to be tradable.
You
can't predict that. Is what I'm saying.
If Beckham doesn't go to them, and Woods was down. Yeah, and then they got rid of Jackson. That could have turned out to be something totally different.
Yeah,
that could have been real ugly. So yeah, I mean you're right. It's always going to be luck involved in winning the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyway, but some of the things that stood out to me, one of the major things, and this is the positive I should say, the competitiveness in the playoffs. Those were some of the best playoff games you've probably ever seen in the NFL.
Well, you talking division, that wild card division.
Well, yeah, okay, division rounds it up. But I mean, even down to the Super Bowl, came down to that last drive, whether they was going to stop them or not. So that really stood out to me. Just the how close the division round up games were in the playoffs. The other thing that stood out to me is how bad the officiating has gotten in the NFL, and how the NFL just acts like, oh, it's not a problem. There's no problem with our officiating. It's not a big deal at all. That call was completely 100% right, or oops, we got that one wrong. No big deal. This is $1 billion industry, and you're saying, it's no big deal. When you guys look around the league, right, you know how fast the league moves and being a referees, hand-eye coordination. A lot of these referees and these officials look kind of old.
Look, they are old.
That's what I'm saying.
Joker's old.
They might need to start there. We had this debate about full-time referees, but they may need to start thinking about the age of their referees, being able to keep up and watch this fast-moving game and be able to see what's really going on, because it's blatant stuff. You're like, how in the world could you have missed that? I know the game moves fast, but damn, some of this stuff.
It started to remind me of now, like professional wrestling. When all of a sudden the referee don't see you got that shit.
Yeah. Somebody in the crowd stands up and gets on the turnbuckle and is doing all this, and the ref turns his back. Yeah, that's exactly what it's like. But yeah, the bad officiating. But I think what's worse is the NFL not acknowledging that there is truly an issue or a problem that they need to look into. So, Brian, wrap it up.
My main take on this league is the young gun quarterbacks in the league right now, and how they progress so fast and so quick, and just seem to pick the game up in 2, 3 years. It's just amazing. I mean, the Joe Burrows of the world, and I just lost his name. The guy with the San Diego with the
Herbert.
Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert.
I mean, it's these guys. They just come in and all of a sudden they're taking command of these offenses, and you don't make the mistakes that you're expecting them to do as these rookies or these 2 or 3 year players. Man, it's just really, really exciting to see how far the league's going to go. I mean, the AFC is loaded with young guns. I mean, you just have no. I mean, even with Kansas City, I mean, he's not old either. He's in the mix as well. The Bills, quarterback Josh Allen. I mean, it just looks really exciting and a very bright future and a very exciting future for us as football fans.
Don't forget if Lamar can come back and
Lamar
stay
is
on the
another
field.
one. Yeah.
Haskins with the Steelers.
But you know what it is it's a lot different than back in the day. These kids, it's basically football. They do these 7-on-7 camps and they go to these camps, and it's just it's football all year round. So it's a lot different.
But like the Jags quarterback,
Trevor Lawrence.
He kind of struggled. Showed some signs, but he looked like the prototypical rookie quarterback to me. When Herbert came out, I mean, that dude, didn't he win like rookie of the year or something? I mean, he just was lighting it up. Burrow started lighting it up. I mean, it's just even
they came into better teams though. Well, Herbert came into a better team.
Yeah.
But Lawrence came into a dumpster fire. I mean, not to mention the coach that they brought in, it was they had a dumpster fire going, and then they just poured more gasoline.
More gasoline on it.
Yeah. So.
You know what's crazy is, speaking of these quarterbacks and the teams they go to, I was watching this ESPN special on the Buffalo Bills today. I never knew Jim Kelly when he got drafted to Buffalo. He was like, "No, I'm not going there." He went and played for the
USFL.
Yeah,
sure did.
Mm-hmm. I saw that special.
He didn't go to the Bills until USFL folded.
Yep,
correct. Yep.
He's like, I'd rather go down here than play for the Buffalo Bills.
But he wasn't the only one. A lot of quarterbacks. Shoot, Herschel Walker, the running back, he went to play for the USFL.
Doug Flutie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that'll wrap up those topics. Let's go
Hey,
ahead.
Herman, real quick. I just want to do just something really, really fast. I was going to put this on a rundown, but I didn't have time. It was really interesting to me. I was listening to the radio, and they were talking about Matt Stafford, and people are talking a lot of
I know what you're gonna say.
that he's going to be a Hall of Famer now, because of this Super Bowl. So, with what you guys know about Matt Stafford, in your minds, is he a Hall of Famer with this victory, or does he need to do more?
I'll go first.
Mark, you go first. Yeah.
I'm gonna say no. He could be. Depends on how, he needs about 4 or 5 more good years with the Rams. If they win the Super Bowl, I would say yes. Right now, no. And it's funny because I was having this debate with the guy yesterday. It'll be hard even with the one Super Bowl. I mean, I guess they really can't depend on this, but my feeling is if Eli gets in, then Matthew Stafford has to get in.
Why?
Really?
Eli
got 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
But who do you think is a better quarterback? Stafford or Eli?
That's a different debate. That's a different debate. That's not a Hall of Fame.
Eli got 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah. I mean,
Stafford needs to lead the league in something besides pick sixes too, and interceptions.
I mean, he does have a lot of statistics. Like he leads the league in like comebacks, fourth quarter comeback. He has a lot.
He was in Detroit. He was always in.
Right.
What he doesn't have is a lot of accolades outside of that. He's never been an MVP.
Right. He's never led the league in passes.
He's only been in 1 Pro Bowl.
One Pro Bowl. He's only been voted in a Pro Bowl once.
Yeah, my answer is no. He has to do more.
Yeah.
He needs to get another Super Bowl. He's gonna need to. I'm not gonna say he has to be an MVP, but I'm gonna say he needs to lead the league in completion percentage, yards. Something. He has to be at the top of some of these categories. It's hard to win MVP, especially with all these young cats coming up.
Yeah, he might not do that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say he's gonna need another Super Bowl, and he's gonna have to do some more. He's gonna have to keep the Rams with a winning record. Like he can't handle a losing record with the Rams.
Oh yeah, he definitely needs another 4 or 5 years with the Rams, and needs to win the Super Bowl to even be considered MVP.
I'm gonna have to say no also too. You got to give me another championship, another Super Bowl to even get put up to that. So no, he's not. He's not in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I think we're all on the same page. Again, I'm with what Big Reg was saying too. I want to see another Super Bowl, and if it's not an MVP, I want a Super Bowl MVP. I want something else, some more hardware on there. I understand it may be difficult to get the MVP. Herman's right with Aaron Rodgers still in the league, with all these other young guns. It's going to be hard to get that MVP, but in order to get into the Hall of Fame, you need more than just this one Super Bowl, one season. I mean, if that's the case, we could put Trent Dilfer in there.
In my opinion, all this talk came up because everybody felt so sorry for Stafford.
Yeah.
And all those years in Detroit.
Yeah, and now that he's finally
Poor
winning,
old
all of a
Stafford.
sudden,
He suffered.
all of a
He
sudden-
suffered for years in Detroit.
yeah, damn, that fool came back. How did they do that, Mark?
I blocked him too. I don't know.
All right, let's get into this.
Wait a minute, so real quick, speaking of Eli,
Y'all
man,
killing
we can just do real quick. First ballot Hall of Fame or no?
Yeah,
Yes,
unfortunately.
It depends on who he's going in there with. for
he
me.
won 2 Super Bowls, and he stopped the Patriots from an undefeated. He was the quarterback on the team that stopped the Patriots from going undefeated.
And he was an MVP of the Super Bowl too.
Yeah,
It
I'll say
depends on what other quarterbacks are up that year too.
Mark, you stop. If he ain't going in, then your boy don't need to go in.
I didn't say he deserved to be in. You said first ballot.
So you don't think Ben's
said
a first
first.
ballot?
It
No,
depends.
Ben's
It all
definitely
depends who
first
goes in with him.
Ben's going in with
Okay, man. Okay,
Brady.
he's first ballot.
Ben's
Okay.
going in with Brady. Is Ben gonna have to wait?
he might.
No, he's first ballot.
No, he won't have to wait.
It
He's
depends on
first
how.
ballot. Both of them going in together.
It might depend on how they feel at the time, the voters. But,
Hey,
I
he's
say
in.
yes. Eli's
He's
the
in.
first ballot.
Eli's in.
all right. Yeah, I'm gonna say yes. I think he gets in first ballot, whether he should be or not. He's gonna get in first ballot because he's a man.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. And he won in New York.
Yeah,
That's
it's
true.
A hard place to win.
That's true.
So. All right, so let's get into this Super Bowl. We had a good Super Bowl. Came down, like we said earlier, to the last drive. The Rams pulled it out, 23-20. Matthew Stafford was 26 for 40, 283 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He had a QBR of 60.8 and a passer rating of 89.9. Cam Akers was the leading rusher for the Rams. On 13 carries, he had 21 yards. They didn't get a lot done on the ground. Cooper Kupp was the leading receiver with 8 receptions, 92 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he was voted the Super Bowl MVP. On the flip side, Joe Burrow was 22 for 33, 263 yards, 1 touchdown. He had a QBR of 39.7. He had a passer rating of 101.0, and he was sacked 7 times. I'll start this one off first. I really thought that the Bengals had that magic. I thought this was going to be their year. It just felt like something was all was going right for them. But, they got into the Super Bowl and they just couldn't get it done offensively. It was a good game. I didn't feel like even though the Rams defense did sack him 7 times, I didn't feel like they dominated the game so much. The Bengals was able to run on them, and it had them a little off balance. But when it just came down to it, especially the last sack of the game that AD got on that play, Chase was wide open. He had beat Ramsey wide open. And if Burrow had just a little bit more time, but he didn't because Aaron Donald lined up all sides too. So it was interesting. Like I said, it was a good game. I picked the Bengals. I got this one wrong. Mark, who'd you have?
I took the Rams on this one, man. I thought it was a great Super Bowl. The OBJ injury in the first half, it seemed to me it took a sail out of the Rams for at least the first 2 quarters. The quarters they had to adjust to it. Once they got back on track, they was good. Cooper Kupp made like the biggest play in the Super Bowl with that 4th down run. That was incredible. And that whole drive was just Cooper Kupp. One nice Matthew Stafford no-look pass was like looking like Patrick Mahomes on that particular play. That was sweet. That was nice. I thought too that they wouldn't get much pressure on Burrows the first half. It didn't start putting pressure on the second half. And Joe Mixon they took him out the game. I don't know why the Bengals wasn't running Joe Mixon as much in the second half. I couldn't understand that one. The last two things I'll talk about is the no call on the touchdown they got with on Ramsey. I kind of think that call in Cincinnati was kind of a makeup call, to be honest with you. So it ended up evening itself out. But that was a little ticky-tack call for that pass interference. Yeah. But overall, I thought Super Bowl was pretty excellent. Other than that, I took the Rams and they was victorious with it.
Marcus, who'd you have?
I said the Bengals. Much like you, I thought there was too much magic going on in Cincinnati. I remember saying if they beat Tennessee, I would pick them to win Super Bowls. So that's what I went with. I definitely think the opportunity was there, but if the one thing the Bengals have to address in the offseason is the offensive line. You can't have 7 sacks. I was pleasantly surprised at the defense, especially the run defense, Cincinnati's run defense. They pretty much shut the Rams down. But I just felt like you wasn't going to be able to shut down Cooper Kupp all game. And that's probably what done them in. They just can't shut down Cooper Kupp all game. And then it helped when OBJ went out, because I felt like OBJ probably was headed to being the MVP of the Super Bowl before he got hurt. Because the Rams offense stuttered for a long time after he went down. They came back out at the I think what was it? I think they had an interception at the end of the first half, and then beginning of the first half was like a 1 touchdown play by the Bengals. Yeah. At that point, I was like, oh, this is over. The Bengals going to do it, but they just couldn't protect Burrows. And I really think that the Bengals I watched some videos on them, and they really go for that long game. They go for like the long ball a lot. Not a lot of short passes, not a lot of what you call it, the roll out stuff like that. And if you're going to do those long passes like that, you got to do something with your offensive line. I feel like
you have to.
Yeah, I felt like they should change the game plan a little bit more.
So screens, Marcus, they did not throw any screens in there.
Yeah, nothing. No screen. Yeah.
Yeah.
They really got to work on their short passing game. I appreciate the long passing game, but they really got to work on that if they want to succeed. Especially if you're not going to improve this line, which they need to improve this line, or its Burrow's not going to be there for very long. Be another Andrew Luck.
I think they know that. That's going to be their focus in the offseason, because they really, when you think about it, that was their biggest glaring weakness, was that line. So.
Yeah, but it was overall a very good game. I liked it, like the halftime show, but I did pick the Bengals and I picked wrong, and so I ended the season with a 73-42 record.
Nobody cares.
I'm telling you anyway, 73-42 is my record.
Yeah. All right, Brian, who'd you have in this one?
Yeah, I don't know what y'all was thinking, picking the Bengals to win a Super Bowl. They've never done it. They still ain't gonna do it. Pick the Rams. Me and Mark were right. It was a very good game. And Marcus, you are correct. When the Bengals came out in the third quarter and, cheated to get that touchdown, I thought it was over too. I'm like, damn, the Bengals going to win this thing. Because OBJ was out, like y'all guys had stated. And OBJ was the one that was getting open because they were triple covering Cooper.
Yeah.
They was not going to let Cooper Kupp beat him in that game. So OBJ was going. I agree with you, Marcus. I thought he was going to probably be the MVP of the league until he got hurt. It's sad, that he didn't get to finish the game because he was playing really well, but he got his ring, like he hoped, and hopefully he'll be able to progress and get healed up for another ACL, MCL.
Yeah, it's the same knee too.
Same knee too.
It is the same knee.
So,
but if he has surgery. Since it happened so late, he won't play next season, right?
He'll play late.
Yeah, he probably won't make it to what is it, Herman, in July and stuff.
Training camp.
Yeah,
he won't make it to all that.
He won't be ready for the start of the season, I don't think.
No, he will probably July, maybe November, December, early December, probably the earliest.
Yeah, he's gonna be late this season.
Yeah. But the Bengals, they did, Marcus. You brought up a great point. I mean. Cam Akers got no yards. I mean, none. I think his best run was on that last drive in the fourth quarter. And I think it was only a 5-yard run. I mean, that Bengals.
Yeah, his longest run was an 8-yard run. Yeah.
Okay.
He had 13 carries for 21 yards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He only averaged 1.6 yards a carry. So.
And I mean, they tried to go outside. They tried to go up the middle. They tried everything, but that Bengals defense was on it. And then the other thing that stood out to me is like, Chase Young. I mean, not Chase Young.
Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase was doing a number on the corner. Ramsey. So, like Herman said on that last play, he had him breathe. And the question was, all I saw was a screenshot of the end. I didn't see the whole play, so who knows how he got open. He might have grabbed his face mask too in that play.
They said Aaron Donald was offside too.
That's what they say, but
it's a screenshot of it. It's a
Screenshot of it.
I guess, but the line, the ref is right there looking at the line.
Bruh, he should have called it. He really should have. It was that egregious.
But the point was, you saw how hype that he had got, Aaron Donald had got in the third quarter, and that defense just went off. And like you said, that offensive line just crumbled, and the Bengals didn't have a chance to throw the ball, never had a chance to get down the field because he was always. But I will give him credit. That fool was still always looking downfield. He never looked at the rush.
Oh, yeah.
And, I mean, that's just a credit to him. As many times as he's been sacked. But, Herman, you said that's going to be their focus. But, last year was their chance to fix that offensive line, and they went with Chase.
You have to take best available, though. You couldn't pass.
I'm just saying, this is 2 years in a row that he's been getting destroyed.
They'll go get some free agents. They'll mix it between free agency and the draft.
Hey, Brian, in their defense, they went out and got what's the dude? They went and got an offensive lineman. He got hurt during the season, so they had to put the backup in there. But they did address that offensive line by free agency. They wouldn't get Riley Reef. They wouldn't got him and plugged him in there. So I mean, they tried to fix it. They did.
Yeah, well, they didn't try hard enough because it was just as bad as both the last 2 years. So and it cost them a Super Bowl.
Plus, I don't know. And they took Jamar Chase 3rd overall last year.
I thought that was their first pick.
No,
what?
3rd. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. First round, he was like, what,
yeah,
3rd or something.
Not that he's not a talent and not worth it, but
There was
It was definitely worth it.
Yo, there was no.
sacrificed
What I'm
their
saying,
offense.
but what I'm saying too is there was no offensive lineman that you would have taken that high. I don't believe in.
I mean, but you didn't have to do that. You could have traded that.
Ain't no offensive lineman you taking in the first round.
They
I'm
would
sure,
have
but not that high.
They took the guy Detroit took, man. They would have took him.
Yeah, but you take best available at that point, and I think
Right.
Jamar Chase was you had to take that. Plus, he already had the chemistry with your quarterback from college.
He did.
That's a great point there. I don't think I'd pass on that. Him and Chase and Burrows is a 1-2 combination that's hard to come by.
And for years.
You take that shot with that one.
Yeah.
Well, they did, but it wasn't successful this year, is what I'm saying.
But they got
it got
with
him to
it,
the
okay?
Super Bowl with it. Yeah.
I don't want to get there. I don't want to go if I'm not going to win. So.
Think about it though. They got
Look,
there.
you worry
with
about
that
giving
line.
your coach 5 years or 6 years. What about you? Worry about that.
Look, if we get there in 5 years, he'll win the Super Bowl. He's 5.
All right,
But it was a very good game. I picked the Rams. I picked that one right. Me and Mark should be wearing a hat, and y'all should be wearing the dunce hat.
no, we don't do hats.
Those are the rules of the hat.
Exactly.
We should for the Super Bowl. We should change it.
No, I'm not changing the show for you because there's you
for the
wanna
final
do-
game, huh?
Mark, where's your hat? Put it on.
Whatever. All right. So that's gonna wrap up our show and our season. Let's go ahead and hear some final thoughts and
Hold on, we're not doing the off-season shows this year.
oh yeah. Well, of course, that's gonna wrap up for
This year, this season.
for this season. But
Okay.
we will do our normal off-season show after the schedule comes out.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll be doing our
And of course, we're
draft.
going to the
Draft.
draft.
We'll be doing
I
our
was
draft
going to announce that, but of
So-
course, we will be broadcasting live again from the draft, as we always do every year. The draft is back in Vegas because it got canceled the last time, and hopefully they have the same setup and plans that they have because it's supposed to.
I think they are. Yeah.
It's supposed to be really nice. So we're gonna bring a lot of that to y'all for the draft, like we do every year. And again, like I said, we'll have some training camp shows and stuff like that. But the next time you guys see us, it'll probably be for the schedule release, which is usually. Wait, no, they moved the schedule. The schedule release, did that get moved?
I thought, was it like around February?
Wait, didn't they already? I thought we already knew who. Oh, we don't have the exact.
Nah,
we
the
know
actual schedule. I think it's in
we know
April.
who we're gonna play. We don't know the exact schedule.
Yeah, I want to say it's in April, so we should be back around that time. But again, yes, we will definitely.
Unless something big breaks, then we might jump in.
Yeah, so we'll definitely be bringing you live from the draft, though. So appreciate everybody joining. Mark, why don't you give us your final thought?
Hey man, my final thought is that I was happy that this 18 game season was able to go through fully without any really hiccups.
17 game season.
Yeah, 17 games, but 18 weeks, but that's fine.
18 weeks.
Well, 17 games, 18 weeks. But it lasted. We made it all the way. I'm happy with that. Just continue to be safe out there, you all.
Brian.
Yeah, kind of the sentiments. This time of the year is very like melancholy. Like you're so excited about the season. The season progresses. You're excited about the playoffs and the Super Bowl, and then poof, it's just like you gotta wait till August. So it gets sad. You know, you get some information, but you don't get to see the game. So it was a great season. I really enjoyed this one with you fellas, and I look forward to doing it again.
Yeah, same thing for me. You know, everybody, of course, be safe. Thanks for watching Big Ridge. Thanks for everybody that tunes in or that watches us later. You know, we really appreciate it. It's so funny because, man, when we started this, it was just like, who knew it was going to go this long? And you know, I don't see us stopping. You know, we have fun. We enjoy this. We said we try to bring you guys the draft every year live and in person. So, you know, thanks again for joining. Everybody be safe. And we'll see you guys in April. Marcus, final thought and take it home.
Yeah, much like you guys say, you know, it's just weird when football season ends. You know, this Sunday I'll just be, you know, you just stand there like,
yeah,
like now what?
it's like, what I'm gonna do today? Ain't no football coming. I got a whole free day. I don't know what to do with myself.
Look, what are we gonna do on Wednesdays?
Right.
Exactly. Yeah, you know, I'm just thankful. You know, we got through the season. I feel like I should get some credit. You know, I was touting how good I think the NFC West was. I mean, the NFC West was going to be this year, and the NFC West team won the Super Bowl. So, you know,
I'm sorry, did you pick them as a Super Bowl champion?
But
did you pick them as the Super Bowl?
I did say
champion?
the NFC West was the best division in football.
Okay.
And the NFC West team won the Super Bowl.
You're done.
Okay.
You're done.
Okay.
You're done.
But before we get out of here, I want to encourage everyone to like, share, subscribe. So if you're watching on YouTube, and you catch us on Twitter, Delay of Game 3. You can also catch us on.
Oh Lord!
Actually, I messed it up. You catch us on Facebook in our Facebook group, Delay of Game. We're on Twitter at Delay of Game 3, and we're also on Instagram at the official Delay of Game. I can't say I'm gonna see you next week at the same bat time, same bat channel, but I will see you. We will see you again.
We see you soon.
See you soon.
We'll see you soon.
Peace. We out.
Peace.